My father passed away about 11 years ago this week, and I think, I often say in life as in death, he's the single most influential person in my life. I'm the youngest of 9 children. He was very good in identifying what gifts each of his children have, and then developing it and asking that you excel in it. And again, not just because he, meant to be pushy, but understanding that the development of those gifts is what you do in this life.
1 and 2 and 3 and 1.
I started in choral music, I don't know, I think I was 8 years old, and sang in church choirs, in my younger years, and have always been fascinated more by the choral art because of the text. To me, it's so much more concrete because you're dealing with words, you're dealing with a message. Everybody has something to offer. I think both men and women. I think we bring to our music making our life experience. But as a conductor, when I step on the podium, I don't think so much as male or female. You are the leader at that point. And I have guest conducted in many different countries, and depending on where they are culturally, and even within the U.S., even within different denominations, it usually surprises me, or it's a pleasant surprise. I would arrive on a site, and they see, I'm quite petite, and they assume, a very quiet woman.
You're shouting on the low,
and then as we begin working, it's a different me. I think music is, you can't be inhibited. You can't be inhibited by those kinds of barriers. And so I know for my own students here, especially the Asian American students, or from other Asian countries, is they see me in a very different light. And I've gotten some letters from those students in particular, how they negotiate the world now. Their mothers may have grown up in a different era, but how do they, as modern young Asian women, negotiate, back to their own culture? So it's a question I live with every single day. It's important for us, even if I work in this small choral rehearsal room, my mind is not just this small choral rehearsal room. My mind is how are we part of the bigger picture in the country? How are we part of the bigger world? I have 2 children, a daughter and a son. My daughter is on a teaching staff in a small Christian school in Fort Lauderdale. My son is a Down syndrome child, and so it's a whole different world. He sings, he loves the VeggieTales songs or the Disney songs, and we would sit in the family van and he's totally uninhibited. He'd be singing there, screaming off the top of his lungs, but I can't turn it off because there is that joy that bubbles out of him, and that's what I try to work with my choir members. When we get on stage, it's an opportunity for us to bring moments of beauty to our listeners. That we can't take that for granted. Even if you've sung this piece 50 times, it doesn't matter. For the audience, it's their first time. And it's a special moment. They have taken the time to come and hear us. And so we are in a wonderful spot to be giving them those moments of beauty.